Good day, Liam. How are you? All right? I'm sure it's all right. I hope you were not naughty today. I always hear when you are naughty. Remember, it's important to listen to your parents. Well, you only have one parent now. Your other parent is gone. Has he left already? When he's not there, you have to listen to your mum, no? Okay. It's very important. We listen to our parents and we listen to God. By listening to your parents, you're actually listening to God, because God has put your parents over you so that they can educate you, teach you about the Lord and things like that. Okay? So it's very important. Well, we have spoken last time about, remember the woman who was an adulteress? She slept with another man, not her husband. And that was a very serious event at the time. And when women were caught doing what she did as an adulteress, people would grab that person, the woman, and they will take her outside the city walls and kill her with stones. Throw stones on her until she's dead. So now remember, the Pharisees brought this woman to Jesus, and all he did was write in the sand, and he said, "Whoever has no sin can throw the first stone." And they all thought about their lives and knew that they're all sinners, and they one by one they turned around and walked away. So eventually Jesus looked up and said, "Where are all the people who want to kill you?" She said, "Well, they left." And Jesus said, "Okay, in that case, go home and don't sin anymore." And she went away. So Jesus did not say that she was right or wrong. It was still a sin, but he said to her, just go away and don't sin anymore. Okay, so we carry on with part 2. The light of the world. You remember the light? We also spoke about the light that was carried by the Pharisees, and the water bowl was carried, and the bowl was poured out to symbolize the water that they received from the rock in the desert. Now, the other thing that they commemorate is the cloud. When they were in the desert, God was in this cloud, and during the day it was giving them shade, and during the night it was lighting up the way that they needed to travel, because they needed to travel even at night so that it could get away from Egypt. So this is another beautiful tradition during this feast of the tabernacles. So they would go outside in the courtyard of the temple and light up many lights. They had these not bamboo sticks, but the sticks with the wool on the top, dipped in oil, and then they would light it up like big candles. And then this whole courtyard would be brightly lit. And if you would walk away, you would see the temple as a bright light. And that would symbolize, that happening in the desert. So Jesus used this beautiful setting. He used this to make another massive claim about himself. He declared during this festival of the light, or this event of the light, "I am the light of the world. He who follows me shall not walk in the darkness, but have the light of life." So Jesus compared himself with the light of life. So he used the setting there as an example so that people could see and hear and understand what he was meaning, what he meant. On the Sabbath day, Jesus and his disciples walked past a man who had been completely blind since the day he was born. So the disciples asked Jesus, Rabbi, who sinned? Was it this man who sinned, or was it his parents? Because they believed that if something happened to a child or whatever, then somebody sinned. They actually believed that suffering was a direct punishment for a specific sin. But Jesus stopped them and said, neither the man nor his parents had sinned. Instead, the man was born blind so that the amazing, miraculous works of God could be shown through his life. So it was not about his parents or himself sinning, but about God who will get the glory once this miracle happened. So Jesus did something very unusual, strange. He spat in the dirt, made a bit of mud with it, and then gently rubbed the mud on the blind man's eyes. He told the man, now go away to the, remember the pool of Siloam? It was like not a magic pool, but a pool with healing elements. So people would go there and would believe that they will be healed if they can go into the pool. So now Jesus told this man, whom he, rubbed with the mud, now go to the pool and wash off the mud from your eyes. The man showed great faith because he went to the water, washed his face, and for the very first time in his entire life, he could see. The Pharisees heard about this. They grabbed the man and interrogated him. The man's neighbors, his parents, everybody was shocked because they took the man straight to the Pharisees to show him off. However, instead of praising God for this miracle, the Pharisees were furious. Why? Because in their eyes, Jesus was a terrible sinner because he had worked on a Sabbath. Remember we said on the Sabbath, Jesus walked with his disciples. They walked past this man. He worked on a Sabbath. You were not allowed to do anything on a Sabbath. And that was like work. By making the mud with his saliva and putting the mud on the man's eyes, that was work. And then to heal him at the same time, that was not on. So they aggressively interrogated this man. They even called his parents to ask his parents what was going on. But they were also terrified. So these Jewish leaders had already agreed that anyone who believed in Jesus, that he was the Messiah, would be kicked out of the synagogue. So the parents did not want to be kicked out, and they said to the Pharisees, well, he is of age. Go and ask him yourself. Don't ask us. So they turned back to the healed man, and they pressured him to admit that Jesus was a sinner. But the man gave a brilliant but simple answer. He said, whether he is a sinner or not, I do not know. But one thing I do know. I was blind, and now I can see. The man bravely argued with these highly educated leaders, pointing out that God does not listen to sinners. He boldly stated that if this man were not from God, how could he do something like this? If he wasn't from God, he could do nothing. So now the proud Pharisees were deeply insulted by this common man who was trying to teach them. And they took him and threw him out of the synagogue. But the story has a beautiful ending, because when Jesus heard that the man had been thrown out, he went and found him. Jesus asked him then, "Do you believe in the Son of God?" The man eagerly asked who the Son of God was, and Jesus revealed himself to the man. Overwhelmed with gratitude and faith, the man cried out, "Lord, I believe." And then he fell down on his knees and he worshipped Jesus. So that is a beautiful story about a man who was born blind, right? And when he was asked why, it was to glorify, so that God can be glorified, not because his parents or he sinned, but so that God can be glorified. Now what happened now? This man was healed and God was glorified because this man came to faith. Isn't that wonderful? So there was a purpose and a reason for him to have been born blind. Okay, that's it for today. I will see you in a day, and I will then carry on with the next chapter. Okay, take care. Hope and Oma love you too, and sleep tight. See you tomorrow. Ciao, ciao.